How is everybody doing today? And in this video, we are going to try out our brand new unit that we have in Heaven Burns Red, which is going to be Yuina. And we are going to take it into the brand new score battle that we currently have in the game at 101 difficulty, 35 intensity, which means they have more HP, more defense, and a pierce resistance as well. This Yuina works a little differently and is a little bit more expensive when it comes to how much skill points she really needs to buff herself out. Which is going to take a little bit longer for her to get her stuff done, but you will get an insane amount of damage because of the way she works. Today we are going to be bringing Aoi, Yingsha, Saika, Mua, and Megumi. Always there realistically for the AoE negation, and then Yingsha and Saika are buffers, of course, with Mua being there to heal everyone out because this will be a little bit more of a prolonged fight. Plus giving us the mind's eye, which is going to help Yuina abuse her weakness for the most part. And then Megumi is there for the fragile as well, also helping us abuse the weakness. And for the most part, Yuina is a little bit different, especially because she does have to take an extra turn because of her Maiden's Blush, which is going to allow her to get more dark attack, but you get an extra turn. And the main thing you want to make sure that you don't have is a dark bracelet, because you really don't want to accidentally use the buff that you are given. So that's something that you really want to make sure. I also feel like, there you go, we have a +5 for her, which I did not equip to her earlier, but she's not fully max level, which does suck, and she could get 10 extra levels as well for the Memoria itself. So today we're gonna go ahead, taking Yuina, and just go ahead and do the score battle. The score battle is a little different just because there are two different bosses now. So a lot of the things that you are going to have for certain units are going to change a little bit. Just like how always Angel Wings usually last for around 2 turns, because with one enemy they can only attack once. But since there are 2 enemies this time in score battle, that negation only works for 1 turn. So you really have to make sure you're spacing out your Angel Wings as much as possible. But what we're going to do is we're going to throw in Yuina immediately at the start and give her dark attack up, because you don't want to put buffs on her and then realize you're not giving yourself your full dark attack just because that you didn't want to, I guess you could say, use the turn, because you can waste the buffs with that extra turn. And the skillful means from both Aoi and Saika, which are orb moves, giving us more SP to make it a little bit easier for us. So they're going to go ahead and get their extra SP. Not Aoi. Yuina is going to get her dark attack up, and then of course we're going to get that extra turn, which she's just going to do a regular basic attack. And then we're going to move her to the back, start buffing her, and then we have to wait until she gets 20 SP to be able to combo her ult with her buff, because she's going to get the last dark skill attack up that she needs, plus get that extra turn, and then you're going to be getting the 15 SP for the Sea Splitter, which is basically her final buff that she needs. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use the Yingsha buff, of course, plus Saika's buff on Yuina. We're going to wait on Aoi's Angel Wings, because the first move that they do on their second turn is going to be a single target move, which are 2 little orbs that only hit 1 enemy, or 1 ally, I mean. And this is not as much value as you could get with Angel Wings, because the next move that they do after this is going to be straight up an AoE move that hits all 3 of them. So you could get a little bit more value by waiting until turn 3 and using Angel Wings there if you have Aoi. So what we're going to do here is we are going to use, trying to figure out what I exactly want. We are going to move Saika to the back and then do Delightful Dash as well. That way we can get the Mind's Eye buff to Yuina in the back. Plus we can overheal everyone and just restore everybody's DP to full, so that when we don't have either ready, which is Angel Wings or Delightful Dash, we don't have to worry too much on the damage that the enemies are doing. So they're doing their AoE attack again, which perfect. We blocked it like I said before. And we're going to move Saika and Yingsha back up, double buff our Yuina again. And then for Aoi, we're really just going to wait until it's time for the next Angel Wings. So she's going to be there just for the overdrive gauge, which we're not going to use a lot in this run, just because this team specifically, because of some of the buffers like Mua, and same thing with Saika as well, it is going to be a little hard for us to gain overdrive meter because they're pierce resisting, which does suck for the most part. But we're going to move all the way to the back, and with that being said, we're still waiting until Yuina gets her 20 SP, so we're kind of just buying time until then. We're going to just go ahead and use Mua. We're not getting any overdrive gauge, sadly. We could have moved Megumi up, but I kind of trust my Mua a little bit more just because she does have a little bit more vitality than our Megumi. And as you can see, all this AoE damage does stack up. It definitely does stack up. And what we're going to do here is we're going to move our... We got to make sure we space out some of these moves. We're going to throw Mua to the back, sadly. We're going to go ahead and use our Angel Wings for the second time. We're getting really close to getting Yuina's 20 SP off. So what we're going to do is use Angel Wings, and then next turn we're going to use our Mua to be able to give the full team heal plus the last Mind's Eye that we need for Yuina. So he's going to go ahead, do the AoE attacks. Thankfully for Angel Wings, we don't got to worry about those, which is perfect. We're going to go ahead and throw our Mua up there, Delightful Dash. And then we're also going to replace our Gingsha because kind of don't want to have someone with a lot less DP in the front line when we're basically full healing everyone. And we're just going to make it so that we're safe. We're not going to get one shot. And that should be pretty much all we need realistically for this moment. And then we can finally go and nuke with Yuina. Now everybody's at full health. Yuina has 2 Mind's Eye buffs, which means that she's going to hit as hard as humanly possible with the associated buffs that we have. So he's going to do all that damage. Now we can use Yuina. So we're going to go ahead, throw Aoi there, throw our Megumi there. Yuina can use her Maiden's Blush, which is going to give her last buff. As you can see from her list of buffs, she has Dark Attack up, 2 attacks up, 2 crit rates, 2 crit damages, and 2 technical visions. This is going to give her her last Dark Attack up, a vulnerability or a fragile from Megumi, and then Aoi is just there to be Aoi. And realistically, what we could do is throw in Gingsha instead, because they will be broken from this. We can throw in Gingsha, and all 3 of these guys will get their extra SP from that. So that's what we're going to do. And I think we should be fine at this point. Trying to make sure we have everything right, but it seems like we do. Going to go ahead and use it. She's popping her last Dark Attack up. We have Gingsha getting Overdrive. We're adding the Fragile onto the enemies. Now Yuina is getting her extra turn. And as you can see, we did get our last Dark Attack up. And we are going to use C-Splitter, which is the ultimate, giving herself Dark crit damage up. So we have a long list of buffs on Yuina, plus her fully buffed self. So we're going to go ahead and do our damage. And we're going to see a nice... Boom! Holy crap. 1.8 million. That's insane. They took a crap ton of damage. Besides from all the buffs that they have, which is that extra 50% HP plus defense. So being able to do this much damage is absolutely beautiful. And now all we have to do is kind of ramp back up all the buffs that we had previously. So this means throwing Gingsha and Saika to the front line, giving Yuina all her buffs back. We don't necessarily need to give our Yuina her Dark Attack up because they have so little health. We should be fine with what we have right now, and giving her the general buffs that we currently have right now with Gingsha and Saika, we shouldn't need to overkill it, which is gonna kind of bite us in the butt if we were to do so. So what we're gonna do here is we are gonna just buff them as is. No Angel Wings yet, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna do the orb move right after. And then we can Angel Wings after. And then we also have a Delightful Dash ready. So we are looking pretty good when it comes to the sustainability of this team. Now, it would be kind of unfortunate if they did do something crazy, which they are using a crazy move. Oh, God. That's going to hurt. I don't think it's going to kill, though. This might break somebody. Oh, my God. All of them are like 1 HP. Holy crap. All of them are like 1 HP. Holy. That's insane, actually. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and throw in our Mua, Delightful Dash, plus an Angel Wings. Keep all the sustain around the board. And we should be fine. Realistically, we're not waiting too long because we do have Overdrive almost ready. Plus, we have the buff that we're about to put on, plus the Delightful Dash, plus Angel Wings. We shouldn't have too much of a problem defensive-wise and dealing with a lot of this. So Yingsha's helping us get a little bit more overdrive. I kind of wasted this now that I look at it. I kind of wasted that, and we have 1 more Angel Wings to our name left. and we do have to wait a little bit for Yuina specifically. They are going to do an AoE move next, and I'm trying to make sure that we get as many buffs out as possible without ruining our sustainability. So what I will do, which does suck because we do have quite a bit of overdrive, but like I said, there's no reason to overkill. So what I will do, no, actually what I will do is this. I'll go ahead and use Intrepid Strike on Megumi, which is an AoE stun, or a high chance to stun, let me say that. And we're just going to move everybody that has higher health to the front. So in the case that somebody doesn't get stunned, we are fine. And if they do get stunned, then we're just safe. So realistically, this is what we're going to do. And then Yingxia's there, of course, to give SP to the back line. So Megumi's going to go ahead, do her damage. We do get somebody stuns, which is really great. And we're about to have level 2 overdrive, which is really, really nice. So now we don't really got to worry about much. Aoi is going to give us our free angel wings for the final time. And we are looking really good in terms of the buffs that we're giving. I think Yingxia has one more buff that she needs to give off to Yuina. Yes, one more. But it doesn't look like we might get it off yet. So we get the angel wings for our last turn. Megumi's there to just chill. We have Psycho Absolute Phenomenon giving out that last crit damage and crit rate buff. And we should be good. This should be our last turn before it's time to go ahead and nuke them all and finish it. So we're going to get level 2 overdrive. And we're going to get 10 SP from that, if I'm not wrong. We're going to wait for the turn to end so we don't have to worry about, you know, the extra turns going away and then immediately damaging us. So we're going to go ahead, give off our level 2 overdrive. And this allows us to go ahead and finish off the job. What we're going to do here is throw a Yuina here. We have crit rate, crit damage, tactical vision, attack power. We're looking really nice. Yingxia also has her final buff that we can give to Yuina. So we're going to do that. Vulnerability, Maiden's Blush, and we should be fine. This is going to be the final 20 SP that we needed to finish off the job. And we're going to do a fat ton of damage. And this should be the end of the score battle for Yuina. I think this unit is really cool. And she does a lot of damage, dude. Wait, can you chain these together? 2 dark skill ups with the Sweetie Splitter? I wonder. But realistically, all that matters is we already put the Fragile. We got our Mind's Eye buffs, crit rate, crit damage. And we nuke them down. Nice. And that should be basically enough. 261, which I think is enough to get the skill guide, if I'm not wrong. Which is really good. But overall, Yuina is a really fun unit. She just takes a little bit more fine tuning to get right because she is a little bit more expensive with having to buff herself up. And we did get this clear with a 101 difficulty at full intensity 35. And I think, yeah, 260 was enough to give us the last skill guide we needed for this score battle, which this was overall a really good team. Realistically, it has a lot of moving parts with managing Aoi and Mua's sustainability, with Yingxia and Psycho, of course, doing their job of buffing Yuina, and then Megumi there for the Fragile. Overall, just a really, really good team. And Yuina herself, really strong in AoE situations, especially those if they're dark. And again, AoE situations with her C-Splitter, her EX move, being able to damage everybody on the field, which is really, really strong. So other than that, that's pretty much going to be it when it comes to Yuina and how strong she is. She's such a cool unit, and this score battle is a little crazy. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.